Today, I'm gonna show you how to draw a super cool and stylish game character. This guy is gonna be the main hero for a game I will teach you to make a bit later. He will be able to fight bad guys and save princesses, the usual hero stuff. Plus, I will also show you how to draw as a character the same way right alongside him, and later we will get into making animations. If you are curious about how real games are made, there is a link in the description to a free beginner's course for kids and teens. But for now, let's check out how to draw this game character.
Now, let's learn how to draw characters for games, just like professional artists. And if you're just starting to draw, I definitely recommend starting by copying the works of professional artists who have been doing this for years. But as always, the problem is that if you copy someone else's characters, you'll be violating copyright. So today, the easiest option is to generate an image in a neural network, for example, in Midjourney or ChatGPT, and trace an image that has no copyright but is done at a very high professional level. Let's take a look. These are characters I generated in Midjourney. I made several versions of different types of characters, and you can choose any of them. However, neural networks don't make perfect characters. They have some of their own flaws. For example, this character has 6 toes on his feet, or here there are no fingers on the hand, it's unclear what it is, and so on. So neural networks don't make perfect images, but they make them quite well. And since we won't just copy but can make some changes, we can take this image as a base and work on it, make it better. I'll take 1 or 2 characters probably as an example. Maybe this knight and a female character. Let's start with the knight and draw him. In Inkscape, click File, Import, and select. Here is our image. I'll reduce it a bit. I press the Control key, of course, to maintain the proportions. Here's the image I generated too. But the helmet isn't complete, and the legs are incomplete too. Well, that's how the neural network generated it. But since I will be drawing it myself, I will fix and complete it. I go to the Layers section. If you don't have the Layers section, you need to find it. Click here and go to Layers and Objects. Go to Layers. And here's the layer. I'll just close it. I click the lock here so I can't accidentally move the image. Now I'll create a new layer. In the new layer 2, I will draw myself. And let's begin. I'll show the first objects in detail, and later, I think, I'll speed it up so it's not so boring because the process is quite similar. I take the Bezier Curves tool, my favorite tool, pen, and I start drawing. Here we go. I'll turn off the fill and leave just the stroke. And now my issue is that the stroke is overlapping with the stroke of the object I am tracing. It's hard to tell where I drew and where it was drawn. So I will make the layer with the image semi-transparent. Now my lines will be bright and the image I'm tracing will be faint. I select all the points and click round. Well, the helmet probably doesn't go like this. I think it goes more like this. I don't need to make it perfect like the image. It's enough to make it very similar. I'm repeating. I'm drawing some lines slightly differently because they seem a bit illogical to me. This way you learn how to draw and can fix the mistakes neural networks make when creating images. There are various stripes here. I don't know what the neural network meant. I'll just draw a shadow here. These. I'll round off all the peaks. Now, for the main helmet, I make a copy with Ctrl D, select it with the shadow while holding Shift, and use Path Intersection. And for this shape, I remove the stroke and leave only the fill. This will be a shadow. Besides that, I might add a line here. And now I'll color the whole helmet gray. Let's see how it looks. The final version of my helmet. I think it looks quite good. Although, I could add some more shadows. Here, there should be shadows like this and like this. And they look good. Now, I'll select the helmet again. I press Ctrl D to make a copy, and I'll slightly adjust this one. No, wait. I'll adjust this shadow and make it a bit darker. I'll select this one. I'll select the new shadow. Path Intersection. I disable the stroke. This shadow will go forward. I'll click here and bring it to the front. And I also have this shape. It's the hole for breathing. Now, the helmet looks like this, and there are shadows here. I think this looks even better, and I'll need to draw everything in a similar way. I copied the helmet, took the basic shape, but made some changes, which I think are a bit better than the picture I copied from. By the way, it probably makes sense to align these vertices at one level. A slight adjustment. This looks better. That's it. I won't explain further. It will proceed in a similar way. I will outline the shapes and repeat shadows and strokes. So I'll just do all that and speed up the process in the video so you can quickly see how it all turned out. So, I finished drawing the knight. Let's see how it turned out. I'll go to layers and hide the layer I copied from. There are significant differences. First, I need a full arm that can be lifted like this with a sword. So I had to figure out how his shoulder should be positioned so he can raise it and attack enemies. Maybe the torso could have been drawn a little differently, but never mind. So, one difference is the arm, another difference is the leg. I made two identical legs because I'm viewing from the side, but if viewed from slightly in front, I took one leg and copied it. This leg will move like this during animation in the game, along with this object, his armor. That's it. Now we can also break him down into parts. And we need to save him in parts as well. Here's the separate arm with the sword, the head separately, the second arm. The torso with the belt will be one object. I'm not sure about the legs yet. Either they will go together with the armor or separately. Let's think about it. I'll group this with Ctrl G into one object. What if I group the leg and the armor? How will that look? I'll move the rotation point here. Yes, I think the leg should move with the armor, and then I'll need to extend the armor a little, because right now, the far right leg moves correctly. But when the near left leg rotates, the armor pops out of his from here, out of his torso, or from under the belt. Let's just extend the armor here. This should be enough, because I don't just need the picture, I need to prepare it for future animation in the game. This is better. Now it won't pop out. It's popping out slightly in the back, isn't it? Then we need to do this. I'll add an extra point here and move it under an angle. I think this will be good enough. Maybe I overdid it a little, it should be a bit lower, like this. Yes, this looks fine. Now we have two different legs, because there are different pieces of armor here on the far and near leg. So the legs will be different. The arms are also different. One hand is clenched in a fist and the other holds the sword. So for the knight, we will save two separate arms, the head and two legs. Go to File and Export. As usual, make sure selection is checked. Here you can set the DPI higher. Although, right now it will be about 1000 pixels wide and 800 high. But that's a bit small. I can make it twice as big, 200. That way, the quality will be higher. I think this will be better. That's it. You must save it and export it as PNG so it can be added to Unity. In Unity, we will see how it looks in the game later.